Question number 18. The angle of elevation of the top and bottom of a window from a point 7.2 meter from its foot are 43 degrees and 32 degrees. Calculate the height of the window. Okay, first of all, uh, this over here, let's suppose this is a window on some wall. Okay, and what is happening? Someone is standing maybe at a point which is 72-meter away from the wall. This is the point where someone is standing and observing the top and the bottom of the window. Someone is standing at this point. Let's call it A. Okay. So someone is standing over here and observing the top of the window, making an angle of elevation of 43 degrees. And the person is standing at the same point at A, looking at the bottom, and while looking at the bottom, he is making an angle of elevation of 32 degrees. Okay. This point is 7.2 meters away from the wall. Let's call this as point B. I'll calling top of the window as C and the bottom of the window as C dash. Okay. So we have two right angle triangles over here. The first one, the larger one, is ABC, and the second one, which is the smaller one, is ABC dash. I'm saying we have two right angle triangles. Okay. In all, there are three triangles. I'm not interested in the third one, which is ACC dash. I'm not interested in that one because that is not a right angle triangle. So what we have to do, we have to calculate the height of the window. We have to calculate the height of the window, means this is what we have to calculate. So in easier words, I have to calculate the length of C dash. Definitely C dash is a side of a triangle which is not a right angle triangle. So I cannot find out that length directly. What I am going to do in order to find out the length of C dash, I can maybe calculate the length of BC and then subtract the length of BC dash. From that, I'll be left with CC dash. So what we need to do, we have to find out first of all B to C and then B to C dash. This is the length that we'll have to find out. So first, let's find out the length of BC. Let's see what is happening. This is BC and this is the triangle that we'll be considering, the whole right angle triangle. In this entire right angle triangle, I have an angle which I know, which is this one. How much is this? This is 43. I know 43 degrees. With 43 degrees as my angle under consideration, this becomes my adjacent, and I'm trying to find out BC, the opposite. So the trigonometric ratio which we are going to use in this case, that will be tangent 43 degrees is equals to opposite, which is BC, upon adjacent, which is 7.2. In order to find out the length of BC, I'll just simply move this 7.2 over here, and this will multiply with tangent 43. Tangent 43 is actually 0.932. Tangent 43 is actually 0.932, and it will be multiplied with 7.2. When I multiply this value with 7.2, I'm left with the value of BC. So BC is equal to 6.71 meter. Then I'll have to find out the length of BC dash, as I already mentioned in that equation, that in order to calculate the value of the window's height, I'll need BC and BC dash. So now I need to calculate the length of BC dash, for which here is BC dash. So I'm going to consider this triangle over here. And in this triangle, the angle which I know is this. Again, I know this angle, I know the adjacent, and I have to find out the opposite. So the same trigonometric ratio, which is tangent theta. Here, angle is 32 degrees now. Opposite is BC dash over adjacent is 7.2. If I have to find out the value of BC dash, I'll move 7.2 over here and multiply by tangent 32. Tangent 32 is 0.624, So I'll write 0.624 in place of tangent 32 and then multiply with 7.2. Let's multiply this with 7.2, so 4.49. BC dash is equals to 4.49 meter. Now that I have done this, I can find out the actual required value, the length, or sorry, the height of the window, which I have named as C dash, which is going to be 6.71 minus 4.49. 6.71 minus 4.49 is 2.21. I'll mention 2.2 meters up to one decimal place because the given values are up to one decimal place. So whatever I calculate, I'll mention that value up to one decimal place only.